Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 2. An absolute total disaster today. A total disaster was on display today for the world to see. Arsenal Football Club should be ashamed of themselves for that performance that they put out today. Saliba should be embarrassed for that performance he put out today. There was not anything positive for me to take away from that game today. We have been holding on for dear life most of this season. I have sat here week in and week out with Lee, and I have told people that we are hanging on for dear life. Hanging on for dear life. We are not prepared for this season. I've told you time after time that Edu has sat here. He did not buy what we needed. He half-assed it with Sterling. Marino today, did you see him? Did you see him today? Did you see both of them today? That's the bench. That's the bench. Those are supposed to be the players that's going to be the difference makers this year. What we looked like today was prime Arsenal. It was textbook Arteta in season 2 of Arsenal, of his tenure here at Arsenal. We looked inept on every level possible. Every level possible. One shot on goal. One shot in 90 minutes of professional football, supposedly on the highest level of one freaking shot, trying to keep it clean. An absolute disgrace. And we've got fans sitting out there today, this evening, tonight, as I'm recording this, they're saying that Howard Webb, a man's name who has not been called in Premiership football in almost a decade, all of a sudden he's to blame for this. He's to blame for this. How about we start blaming this sorry manager when it starts getting tough? See, it's always good when we have something great going on. When we're blowing teams away, we're skating by games, and we're blowing away weak opposition that we know we should be blowing away. Or we're playing a PSG team that's completely in a total rebuild. And then when we roll up against a team that's in the Premier League that doesn't give a damn about what we are, who we are, what's going on, they really don't care. Then we get punched in the mouth like we did today. To me, Bournemouth looked like the team that was challenging for the title. Arsenal looked like we were trying to get into the top half of the table. That's what we look like today. We look like a team that's probably in 14th or 13th place. We didn't look like a team that's supposed to be in the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Champions League spot race. This is a top 4 race now. Contrary to what you've been told, of what you've heard, or you may have read, this team is not prepared to challenge for a title this year. We're not prepared. We are not prepared. I told you we weren't prepared when the season started, and here we are for the world to see today. The embarrassment. Total embarrassment. Mikel Arteta takes one player on, brings on another player, takes that player off. Then you bring in Waneri. Throw him to the wolves, down 2-0. 10 minutes on the clock. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? Why didn't you start this man? Trossard, piss poor performance. Part of why they scored the goal today. Saliba, what the hell was Saliba doing today? What was he thinking about? Was it jet lag? What's going on here? Once again, our record off of international break is abysmal. We are piss poor when we come off of international breaks. We struggle. We're going into a game next week against a Liverpool team that's clicking on all cylinders, regardless of what happens to their game tomorrow. We know they're showing up against us. They've done it. We couldn't even beat the kids last year. So there's no reason for anyone to think that game next weekend is not going to be trouble, because it is. I don't care if we're at home next week. It's going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble. Shakhtar Donetsk this coming week. That's going to be difficult. We're not prepared for this season, ladies and gentlemen. And it's time for people, whether you want to face the facts or not, whether you want to face the facts or not. This team is ill-equipped for the long haul. We're ill-equipped. We've got too many passengers in this team. We've got too many Europa League players in this team. We got too many qualifying for Europa League places players in this team. We were supposed to be past all of that. This is 5 years running. 5 years. I know it's next month is technically it's 5, but for right now, it's 5 years we've been dealing with this. And the change has not gotten here. And then when you challenge people on it, they'll tell you, "Oh, well, man, other teams would die to be in our position." Look, we're challenging, and that we're not challenging. It's all window dressing. It's a facade. This is a facade we're watching this season, y'all. And I've told you all, we're not winning anything under this manager, because when it's time for butts to get tight, and it's time for us the pressure zone, this manager can't get it done. What did you see there in the last 15 minutes of that game? It was what we've seen every time there is an issue when there's pressure. He falls like a wet napkin. He didn't know what to do today. You saw it. I saw it. Everybody in that stadium saw it today. The Vitality, they saw it. This manager is ill-equipped for the job with a team that's ill-equipped for the season. It's a recipe for disaster. Some questions need to start being asked about where this football club is headed. What is the ambition here at this football club? What are we challenging for? What are we supposed to be challenging for? What do we want to win? I'm hearing people saying 99 points we're striving for that. Brother, it's time to win. It's time to win trophies. And this team ain't doing it up under this manager. I'm sorry to say it. He's not doing it. How we've gotten this far is a miracle this season. But we should have at least had 2 or 3 losses on the docket already. And if Saka's out for any extended period of time this season, an extended period, we're in major trouble. We're in major trouble. Odegaard, he's going to be out for a while. And I keep trying to tell y'all, he's coming back from an ankle injury. All these running videos, go back and watch the running videos they're showing y'all. He's running with an assist with the assist of a machine. A machine. They're trying to keep the weight off of it, which therefore denotes to me that he's still injured. He's got some major issue, some inflamed tissue. He can't be putting weight on that right now. And then he's got to come back in the coldest part of the season, when it's starting to get extremely cold, and ankle injuries are hard to rehab in cold. I know this is a former player. I know this. This is something I know personally. And then you sit here and you look at the players that we brought in. You look at Sterling. You look at Mourinho. You look at Calafiore. These are our players that. What were the goals coming from today? Now, I've sung Kai Havertz's praises this season for scoring goals, but where was he at today? What was he doing? What was he offering? If Saka is all we've got to provide something going forward, brother, we're really in trouble. And I said this on the broadcast with Lee. We're going to mess right around here. And by the time we do bring in a striker, whether it's Sesko, Gyökeres, or whoever else they decide to bring in, it won't even matter because we'll be out of everything. There's no hiding this holiday season coming up. We're going to have to play these games. We're going to have to play these games coming down the pipe. These players are washed out. Declan Rice looks like he's still. I mean, it looked like he's still playing the Euros. His performances are still looking like that for what we saw in the Euros this summer. He's bang out of order. And for God's sake, what is Gabriel Jesus still doing at this football club? What is he doing at this football club? Much as I love Ian Wright as a player, Ian, I can't go along with what you said there about backing this man. This man was paid 50 million pounds, euros, whatever it was. But it was top dollar. It was 15 short of what we paid Kai Havertz. And everybody in this fan base, most of it, gave Kai Havertz pure hell over what we paid for him. So by right, we have to start looking at where's the return on investment from this brother. Because this brother is playing for Arsenal Football Club. And when he was brought here, he was brought in to be the man. He's not the man. He's never going to be the man. Even if he got 4 goals this year, it wouldn't even amount to anything. He's been here too long. The output doesn't measure up to what we paid. Cut your loss in January, move him on. Kivior, we told y'all years ago that this brother was not it. Cut your loss, move him on. It's time that some of these players are moved on and moved out of this football club. It's time. It is time to move some of these football players on. Some of these passengers need to be off the bus. This manager needs to be off the bus. We're seeing the same old thing that we saw for years, ladies and gentlemen. These are the same old thing we've seen for years up under him. Whenever pressure is on, this is what happens. He finds a way to drop the ball. And guess what he did today? We dropped the ball again. And we're going into a critical portion of the season. I'm telling you all, we're not going to be City and Liverpool aren't dropping 4 or 5 games this year, y'all. We can't be affording to drop these games. And players like Saliba, who are supposed to be our captains and supposed to be our leaders in this team, should be putting on a better display. But instead, today, he decided he wanted to be a jackass. He wanted to join the jackass club like everybody else that's gotten red cards this season. He wanted to join the jackass club. Ladies and gentlemen, what we saw today was part and parcel what we're going to be seeing a lot of this year. It's just the beginning. And for a lot of the fan base that's been clamoring and holding on to this tripe about we're competing and we're doing this and we're doing that, you may want to start getting your changing of direction in order, because this ship ain't headed nowhere and nowhere fast until the fan base is serious about winning. This ownership is serious about winning. This sorry ass sporting director is serious about winning, and this manager is serious about winning. We ain't winning nothing. Ain't winning nothing. All the PR in the world ain't winning nothing this year until we decide that we actually want to win something. Until we start acting like we're serious about winning, and instead about just feeling good. All these training videos I'm seeing week in and week out. What did you do? I saw a whole bunch of training videos this week, but I ain't seen nothing out there on the pitch today. Nothing. Ain't trained for a damn thing today based off of what I saw today in that game. Absolute disgrace. Absolute shambolic display from top to bottom today. Arsenal Football Club should be ashamed of themselves for what we saw today. 90 minutes of absolute nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves what? Nothing. Not a damn thing that we get today. That was 90 minutes of your life, ladies and gentlemen, that you will never get back again. You might need that life on a respirator. It's gone now. You'll never get it back. You might need that breath. You'll never get it. There are no words in the English language to describe how piss poor that performance was today. That was absolute embarrassing. If you're a true Arsenal fan, you should be hot with the heat of 1,000 suns over that performance today. This was embarrassing today, ladies and gentlemen. And kudos to Bournemouth, because Bournemouth came out, they did what they needed to do, and they got their result. They got their result. They got their result today, and they're moving on. 2-0. 2-0 to the Arsenal. The team that we pushed City 2 years running. That team. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We got a long way to go. We've got a long way to go. This team is nowhere near ready to challenge for anything. We're not even ready to challenge for the bathroom. Nowhere near it. And for Ethan and Wari, I'm going to tell you like this, brother. If I were you, I would be trying to get a loan move somewhere to play some ball, because if this manager's not playing you next game, it's time to have a serious talk with him and ask him, well, what am I just sitting here for? What am I doing? Because it's not fair to him as a player to for a whole year. He could be playing right now. Whether he's at the 21 with the 21s or what, he could be playing somewhere instead of just sitting there dry rodding and getting break glass in case of emergency, and then you throw him on. Because that was a PR move today. We all know what it was. If he scored a goal or scored helped tie the game up, they would have lauded it up, and he'd been propped up, the high heavens. He would have been used as a pawn. And I'm still trying, like I said earlier, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell was Jesus supposed to do today. Because that was absolute nothing. Absolute nothing. Why did he start Sterling instead of putting Jesus over there? But we all know Jesus ain't nothing. Neither one of them is nothing. That's why I say that, bro. We got some serious questions that need to be asked about this transfer policy at this football club. People need to start waking up. Hey, if you're listening to this under the sound of my voice, start waking up before it's too late. Before it's too late. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, share, and subscribe here. Southern Laguna on the road to 3,000. We're almost there. I think we're about 150 or so away. So if you hadn't subscribed, make sure you do such. If not, make sure you like and make sure that you share this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to Shakhtar Donetsk. Hopefully, we'll get a better performance on Tuesday, and then we've got a massive game next weekend. And we're going to see this gravy train of riding Arsenal's ass is coming to an abrupt halt this season. I'm telling y'all now, it's coming to an abrupt halt. So get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm out. Peace.